Hey Zooba fam, it's Divinus, and I am back with another amazing squad guide video tailored around players like yourself who are looking to improve their understanding of Zooba's squad game theory. These videos sometimes take an upward of 16 hours to complete from start to finish, so if you appreciate the level of detail found in this guide, please be sure to leave this video a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. Alright, so let's start with the basics and preview what role Molly plays in squad combat. Molly is best played as a hit-and-run character as she has a unique set in Zooba to use her active double jump to quickly close in the gap between her and her enemy. She may also quickly evade an enemy counterattack by using her spear dash to get away. If this is correctly executed, you are going to have a massive advantage against your enemy as your attacks will have successfully landed and your enemy is going to be remaining idle until their abilities recharge. Molly's passive is called Joey, but what's Joey? Well, Joey is Molly's son, and he has multiple functions. His primary role is to pick up items from Molly, which can be incredibly helpful when there are items in the fire, or if you want to steal legendary weapons from your friends. Pro tip, if you want to avoid Joey stealing items from allies, quickly hop away before Joey has a chance to grab them. If Joey does happen to pick up an item with his greedy little paws, you must stand still, because if you don't, the item is erased. And then everyone will hate you for it. Joey has another function, though minor. He will occasionally deal damage to nearby opponents. And to finally top it off, we have Molly's primal instinct, which is called Nimble Joey. It directly boosts Joey's pickup speed and movement speed, which is just phenomenal. Let's now dive into Molly's functional loadouts. For those of you that have only unlocked 3 item slots, worry not, as Molly is still highly functional in squads. The use of Defibrillator, Vampire Teeth, and Holy Sandals allows Molly to become incredibly versatile as both a damage dealer and a support defibrillator user. But if you happen to be one of those higher-end Molly users who do have the 4th item slot unlocked, simply add Cluster Bomb as it does improve her damage and healing capabilities. I want to help you understand how this set works, so let's quickly go over how each item is used in a squad match. Molly's incredible speed allows for her to close the gap between her and her targets, which sometimes happen to be a fallen ally. To do this, quickly prepare by making sure her active double jump and her spear dash are both off cooldown. Then dive into the fallen teammate and finally spear dash away. It is preferred to wait to defib until the enemy's abilities are on cooldown. That way you and your teammate do not suffer any damage while retreating from the hot zone. Okay, Vampire Teeth. Oh my gosh, I love Vampire Teeth. So Vampire Teeth is top tier for survivability in the hands of very skilled and aggressive players. Highly recommended for almost every single character. The more damage that you deal while you are below 2/3 life, the greater your potential health pool is during any engagement with an enemy player. In conjunction with Cluster Bomb, damage and healing are both improved, as Cluster Bomb triggers 3 additional bombs from the original bomb blast. Lastly, we have Holy Sandals, which greatly improves Molly's maneuverability when fighting enemy teams near bodies of water. It allows for her to be limitless with her aggression by being unrestricted when retreating around bodies of water. Now, there is one change that I would make to this Molly spec, and it happens to be a personal favorite of mine when I'm playing on livestream. And that would be defib to muscles. More on its effectiveness when we get to the gameplay portion of this video, but essentially, every decision that you make as a muscles user has greater weight when deciding who makes it to the victory screen. With the loadout portion out of the way, let's next discuss Molly's weapon attributes. For her spear, I maximize range and cooldown reduction, and for the leftover points, I just simply place them to knockback. For her bomb, I evenly distribute it between range, radius, and cooldown reduction, which is essentially the same concept for her shotgun, where I evenly distribute it between range, cooldown reduction, and velocity. Evenly spreading attributes provides the greatest benefits per point used, with the exception of knockback, which is not really recommended for squads. With the basics finally out of the way, let's together review a very short clip on how to use Molly in squads. So I open up with the standard bomb blast, but what's interesting is what happens next. I am purposely scouting very close to the enemy, looking for a weakness that I can exploit. Once I find it, I charge in. That was a nice play, right? The bomb was able to push them on the right side. Once I noticed the opening, I quickly sneaked in with Molly's double jump, fired the shotgun, hit 2 targets, and retreated back before any of them could respond. All of this occurred in about a second. While I wait for my abilities to recharge, I am planning out my next move. I get a very successful attack on the Finn and a bonus on the Jade. The Finn loses 2 health kits, one from the spear and one from the shotgun. Sadly for me, he is quick enough to move out of the basic bomb blast, so he lives for now. This Jade, however, from one blast of legendary shotgun and 3 stacks of muscle, he takes over 80% damage. It's nuts. So once my abilities are back up, I quickly dash in the center to finally finish off that Finn, but to my surprise, he found a health kit. And what comes next is crazy. He does an amazing job with this counterattack. And since both my active and my spear dash are on cooldown, I am unable to disengage before he lands all of his attacks. Here is another case where muscles comes in very handy. At 16.5% extra health, I am sure that's the only reason I was able to survive all of his attacks at once. The Finn was able to get away once more after dodging my attack. But I still got some decent health back with Vampire after landing once more 80% damage with one hit. Go muscles! So in hindsight, it was not worth trying to pick up this bomb as I traded a health kit for it. But here's where the battle starts to get really fun for me. I quickly double jump in front of where I believe the Betsy's going to go, then spear dash behind her and fire shotgun blast. This Betsy was completely confused by this move, and you can tell by the delay and the reaction of when she drops her barricades. The battle begins to come to a close as the last adrenaline shot is pinged. My bomb was dropped at the center, but once again was too slow to trigger. It did, however, do a very good job at scattering them in 4 corners. I finally got a sneak attack on that Finn, pinning him down. I used the same maneuver to knock down the Jade up north, and finally, a spear shotgun combo to finish off the Betsy and ending the battle. It was a great effort on their part, and I hope to meet them again soon. Good games, have fun. Bye!